Welcome back, YouTube. You know, a lot of my videos have predominantly been about teaching people how to mine, specifically around the AMD arena and the Kryptonite and Kryptonite V7, Kryptonite heavy algorithms. So I wanted to start a new series because I think it's important, especially for the new people coming into the space, to see that they have many options when it comes to where they want to point their miners to. Now, in this series, I'm going to take a look, as much of an in-depth look as I can, at quite a few different pools. The first one today is going to be on computing on demand, or COD. So let's get to it. So as I said at the beginning of the video, sometimes navigating these pools, whether you're brand new to the space or you've been in it a little while like myself, can be rather daunting. And the reason it's daunting is because you don't know if you're pointing your rigs or your hash power, your hard-earned money, towards some server sitting in some guy's basement somewhere, or this is something that's got some infrastructure behind it, something that's going to be supported. And if there's issues, can you reach out to the person behind the controls of these servers or of these pools, and can you communicate with them openly? So that's very important. So when I look for a pool, there's a few different things that I take into account. One is, if there's an issue, can I reach out to the person that administers over the pool? Is there staff? Is there an email address? Is there Telegram? Is there Discord? Is there some sort of messaging platform that I can get a hold of those people? And then two, how responsive are those people when you post a message? Or if you're having issues, are they helpful? Are they ignoring you? All of these things are pretty important, especially if you're new to the space. So in this series, I'm going to be as impartial as possible, but I'm also not going to lead you in the wrong direction. I'm not going to review pools that I have not mined to myself. And I think that's very important. If I'm going to recommend, or not even recommend, just show you a potential pool that you can point your mining equipment to, I'm not going to recommend or show anything to you that I haven't tried myself. As I said, something that's very important to me is communication from the people that administer the pool. So the pools that I'm going to be choosing, one, I've already talked to the administration staff, which means there's already an open line of communications, which is kind of my first deal. Are they accessible? Can you talk to these people? And are they helpful? So if you're watching this video and you have a pool that you would like me to review, please get with the administration staff of the pool. Let's open up a dialogue, and then once I take a look, once I mine to the pool, once I see how the support is, the reliability of the pool, things like that, then I'll be willing to make a review video. So the first one, and this is not the only one, there's quite a few good pools out there, but the first one that I want to start the series off with is this computing on demand, or COD pool. I've been in communication with these gentlemen for some time now. We talked about doing a video, and I thought, you know, why not? I should start a new series, and I should kind of give a visual walkthrough, and then what I've seen, the good, the bad, the ugly, reliability, things like that. That's the stuff that I want to share with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If I see something wrong, it's my duty as a person who is showing you a potential pool to mine to, all the things that could negatively affect you. So definitely don't look for sunshine and rainbows 100% from these videos. Like, for instance, as you can see on the screen, we've got 2 pools that are currently in maintenance. I want to tell you why that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of pools, especially the smaller ones, generally tend to go down. There's no word from the administration. I cannot tell you when I first started out how many pools that did not communicate when they had issues with the people that were mining to them. There was no word. It was frustrating. Your miners would disconnect, and there was nothing, no visual cues, nothing. Although this looks to be a negative, the Stellite and the Serenite pool are currently in maintenance mode. So I can appreciate that. This is technology. Things break down. Things need to be worked on. The fact that this particular pool owner, or the people that are administering over it, chose to put up a maintenance page, at least tells me that they're on top of it, they're looking at the situation, and they're trying to address the issues. Which is, like I said, some of the smaller pools that I've mined to, you don't get that option, or whether they don't care, or they don't have the technical ability, or they don't have the staff to keep folks up to date. As you can see here, this is Kryptonite Light, the Aeon V7, Kryptonite Classic, Kryptonite Monero V7, Kryptonite Heavy. So basically, the Kryptonite algorithms. So this was right up my alley as an AMD miner and a person who is heavily into the Kryptonite algo. And for most of my current viewers that are watching my videos, I would assume that this would be something that you're interested in as well. Now, not all of my videos are going to cover pools that strictly do one algorithm. You're going to see that some of the pools that I cover in future videos, they will have many different coins, and some coins that I may not mine, but I will only review pools that I can mine to and the coins that I want to. So some of these pools out there, they offer multiple algos, multiple pools, and we'll get into that later. So let's get back to COD. You see here that they have quite a good selection of the Kryptonite coins. If we look over here to the left, you can see that they have some neat little features. They definitely have a lot in the way of Telegram links. You can join these Telegram chats, Reddit, Discord. My number one thing, guys, can I get a hold of these guys? Are they going to address issues if I have issues? Well, they've pretty much put everything down except Facebook Messenger and email right here. You can see down here, there's a Computing on Demand channel, a chat right here. And not only this, but I'll get into it in a minute, on the main Computing on Demand website, there's also a forum. And these guys are not a flash in the pan. They've been around a while. You'll see by the user numbers that they have been around a while. I'll get into that in just a moment. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But as you can see, there's plenty of places to get a hold of these guys. And from my experience so far, talking to the two gentlemen that I have been talking to, they've both been extremely responsive. Again, very important. All right, so let's take a look at one of these pools. What's the interface look like? Let's look at Triton here. All right, so you can see there's quite a bit of information here at the top. How many connected miners, pool fee, and that's a big one, guys. That's another one that you need to look at. Something that I didn't discuss earlier is pool fee. Now, obviously, this is subject to change as the pool gets up. Right now, a 0% pool fee. That's kind of an incentive when you're just starting the pool out. Obviously, this is not free. Hosting these servers is not free. eventually, I would assume, man, they didn't convey this to me, but I'm just assuming that eventually there will be some kind of fee. But when there's a 0% fee, and you've got other pools like, let's take Nano Pool, for instance. I believe right now, I'm just trying to use my head here, the Electronium Pool. I believe that's 2%. So it may only be 2%. And hey, don't get me wrong. If you're putting this out for the public to use, you deserve to get paid for it. But when you're a miner and you're trying to maximize your profits, hey, a 0% pool fee looks pretty enticing. All right. So as you can see, all the different pool stats that you would come to expect, current effort for the block that's being mined, the reward of Triton here. You've got worker statistics. Obviously, you would have to input your wallet address right here. Getting started. This is another big page. If you're new and you're unfamiliar with mining, here are some mining programs that you can download, which, hey, that's pretty nice. They got a link to the mining software that you would want to use or can use to connect to these pools and mine to these pools. They also have, and I think this is kind of neat, they generate the configuration that you can copy and paste into your configuration file for your respective miner. That's really neat. That's a feature that I've only seen on a couple different pools. They've got your ports, your starting difficulty, kind of a recommendation of what kind of equipment should have a certain difficulty and what port that's going to be on. So as you can see, lots of information for the new person here. Very simple and easy to understand. You've got email, miner addresses, enabled email notifications. Hey, that's a big one, especially if you don't have any kind of a remote method or way to look at your mining rigs throughout the day. Maybe I'm a little excessive, but I generally check my stuff, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day while I'm awake, just to make sure that it's still running. Hey, you never know. You could have a power outage. You could have problems with your internet. There could be plenty of things that go wrong throughout the day. You need to fix that, because if your machine's not running, you're not making any money. Shows you pool blocks here, the maturity, effort, when they're going to pay out, what they did pay out, payments that they've sent out, the top 10 miners. All this is really neat stuff. Calculator. Let's say you've got a single RX, let's say 470, 570, and you've got, let's just say 800 hash. It'll tell you about how many Triton per day that you can get, and then what the USD equivalent is. And all these are calculators, and they can be taken with a grain of salt, but in my experience, especially ones like this, tend to be very close, right? All right, so again, you can look at support, the forums, pool status. This is a good one. So they actually have a status board, which is pretty neat for the main pools. So if you're having an issue and you want to see if it's pool related, you can just click on that and see if there's an issue. Go back to the main page. Telegram group, your Discord. If you're going to mine to a pool, it's generally a good idea to go ahead and get involved with the Telegram or Discord. That way you can kind of see what's going on, the heart of if there's an issue or the community. You can see all that important stuff in real time, or at least stay in communication, right? All right, so that's kind of a brief overview of the pools or the pool itself. So let's take a look at the actual main Computing on Demand website, computingondemand.com. So as you can see here on the main website page, there's lots of articles, forums, tech articles, computer cases, motherboards. There's even stuff on home theater. So obviously these guys have been around a little while. Let's take a look at this. Article upon article. You can tell they've spent a lot of time on this website. A lot of good information here. Some pricing I see. How-tos. So they've got their own informational website. I took a look around. Some pretty good stuff here. Let's take a look at the forums. So as you can see, the forum has been around for a little while. Quite a while back, I had my own forum, and just to get to 100 members, it took me months. So I don't know the exact start time. I see a post here from October 17th, 2013. So for me, you can see one here, December 29th, 2011. So it looks like they've been around a really long time. I don't know if these are actual dates, but or that's an error, but that tells me they've been around a really long time and they've got a fairly strong community. Again, that's the kind of stuff that makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside when it comes to trusting where I'm going to be sending my hash power. As you can see, the crypto section of the forum is brand new, just like the pools. So if you're going to get involved, I definitely recommend creating an account and signing up here and getting involved with the community. So let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly with this pool, at least how I see it in my interaction with the pool itself. So let's start out with the good. Communication. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's very important to me, and it should be to you as well. I can communicate with these guys. There's obviously lots of channels here. There's lots of information. 2, they look like they're very well established. Something else that's very important. 3, I'm an AMD guy. I do a lot of AMD mining videos. I do a lot of kryptonite specific algos, coins that I mine, and videos. I make lots of videos on those algorithms and the miners associated with those algorithms. So they're specific at this point, and they could diversify, but they're specific at this point to the kryptonite algorithm, which I think is a neat little feature. Now, let's talk about the bad. The only real negative that I've been able to come up with is I've reviewed this pool, spent some time on it, spent some time mining to it, looking at the website, signing up, is the fact that it's brand new. And you can look at that a couple ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. It's a brand new pool, but the strength is it looks like they have a good team, a good support team behind them, especially from the support and communication side. So right now, there are very few miners on the pool just because it's brand new. They obviously haven't done a lot of marketing yet. So that is going to be maybe not necessarily in your favor at first. But once a few folks start to mine and they get on these coins and these different pools that they offer, all that negative, if you want to look at it as a negative, is going to go away. The more hash power that's on the pool, the more consistent you're going to be hitting blocks, right? So the problem is when you're new, you're not going to have a lot of hash power. It's going to take time to build. But going back to the positive, if you've got a good support team, you've got good communication, that's kind of the framework, especially in the digital world that we live in. Everybody mining to these pools are probably scattered out across the world. So it looks like, although this is a brand new pool, it looks like it's really got some feet under it and a good infrastructure. All right, guys, so that's my review of Computing on Demand, or COD. If you have any questions, I encourage you to jump on their Discord or their Telegram chat or their forum, or do all three. If you have any questions, like I said, they've been really responsive. I've never had an issue. If I've sent them, a message, usually within minutes, if not seconds, someone gets back to me. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was informative. If you do have any questions for me about the video, please leave them in the comments below. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, share the video out, help this smaller pool grow, help my small channel grow. Obviously, we want to see everybody in this field succeed. The bigger the community is, the stronger the community is, the better off we'll all be. So thanks for watching. Again, this is the first video in the series. I hope to do many more. If you're interested in a review of your pool or the pool that you're mining to, get in touch with me and we can work something out. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.